Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Camera is coming in blurry again. Might be time to upgrade that. Anyhow, my name is Julie. I am the owner and founder of Lady Fall Tie. I am super excited. This week I ran a little giveaway of, if you tagged your friends and whatnot, that you'd be entered into a drawing, and I was at like 498 likes or something like that, or 89 likes. Anyway, it wasn't much from 500. I'm not really a big like, share, all that kind of thing. It's not usually my thing, but I was like, well, it'd be kind of nice to reach 500. So I did a little giveaway. And actually, I was really surprised. I didn't check it this morning, but when I checked it last night, we were over 600. So that was pretty exciting for me. I know some of them will drop off. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. If they're not learning from me, hopefully they'll go find somebody that they do kind of mesh with, that resonates with them, and they'll learn from them. But that's okay. But yeah, it was just really, really neat to see that many new likes come in. So if you're watching this, it would be really great if you could drop your name and where you're from. Whether you're watching it live or you're watching on the replay, that's fine. Most of my videos are going to be watched on the replay for right now, because I do them so early in the morning and most people are either at work or in bed or taking care of little ones or whatever life has for you. But yeah, so I was really excited to see that many likes. The other thing before we get started is, yeah, I'm home today. So the video, I went ahead and changed the time and am doing it a little bit later than normal. So really quick version of the story is Friday, I came down with a cough. Was just kind of tired and run down all weekend, but no big deal, really. I'm almost 50. I'm menopausal. I have arthritis. I have a bad back. So, waking up every day not feeling super great is kind of normal for me. I have really bad allergies too. So, and so really it was no big deal. Then Monday I went to work and was really coughing quite badly. And so my boss said, do you have a temperature? And I said, I don't know. I went to Walgreens, got a thermometer, and sure enough, yes, I was running a temperature. So in today's world with COVID, that means I had to go get tested and I have to stay home until I get the test results. I don't feel that bad. I have a little bit of the cough left. I have a little bit of some tightness in my chest. Most likely I just have a chest cold, and it's been really rainy and cold and damp right now, so that's probably just kind of adding to it. But they told me to stay home. I am staying home. I am, not taking unnecessary risks. Nobody's been in the house except for my husband. I have heard of people that are, saying I didn't have any symptoms and I got tested positive. So even though I'm pretty sure I don't have COVID, I am still following the process of staying home and not going to work. Which half of me is super excited about that because I've done all kinds of neat stuff at home. The other half of me is like, I have a shit ton of work to do and it's not getting done. So that would be my cap moon. That's just like, you're not getting your stuff done. You're not getting your stuff done. There's going to be a shit ton of work when you get back. But my coworkers will do their best to stay ahead of things. So anyway, we're here today. I think that was really everything. If you're new, go ahead and put your name and where you're from. We'd like to just welcome you. And yeah, so we'll get started. I'll probably go over some stuff while we're talking. Um, like I said, premenopausal, so I go through, I'm super hot to I'm dying, um, to I'm freezing again. So sweatshirts have gone on and off and on and off. So look, I even got a little bit of lip sweat there going from hot flashes. So before we start, let's smudge a little bit. I mean, this is real. Like, this is real life, right? I mean, this is shit that happens. Um, yeah, this is shit that happens. So we're gonna do some white sage that I have here, and this was a bundle that I had forever, and the bundle just wasn't really burning very well, so I took it apart and have been burning just the individual pieces, and it's lasted me a super long time. I think this is the last piece. You can see this was one piece. It's pretty much gone. Um, this was another piece. It's pretty much gone. So I think this was the last piece of it. So, but white sage is an endangered species. Um, so the problem with white sage is if you don't harvest it correctly, it will kill the mother plant. And so a lot of people don't know that, and when they see it, they just go out and start chopping pieces off it and don't realize that they're actually killing the plant. I don't necessarily think that people are doing it on purpose. It's just a lack of knowledge. But white sage, you can't harvest off what they call the mother plant. So there's like one stalk that is like the base stalk. You can't harvest off that. And you really shouldn't harvest off a plant that's less than 3 years old. And again, people just don't really know that information. So when they go out and start cutting it, and they're actually killing the plant off. So if you don't know, it's better just to buy it and, find out where you're buying it from, where they're harvesting it. Where I typically buy mine from, they have a farmer who does that just for them. So they know that they're planting it and they're harvesting it, and they're not, cutting down the wild, endangered stuff. So, just a little Palo Santos as well. And if you don't know what Palo Santos is, it is a tree, and it is naturally smells amazing. It is clearing, it is protective, it is antibacterial. So again, with all the different stuff that's in the air right now, sage and Palo Santos are actually really great to keep burning in your home. Palo Santos is also, of course, all the good stuff, right? Is Palo Santos is another one of those things that it was getting over harvested, and so if you have a good source of Palo Santos, those are people who will not cut the trees down. Trying to focus the camera. They will not cut the trees down. A good farmer, good harvester of Palo Santos will wait until the tree actually dies before they harvest the wood. It just smells amazing. Let me see if I can show you. This stick was about this size when I bought it. That's a typical length of one. And I've been burning this a couple of times a week for a year, and that's all I've used. And they run about $3 a stick, anywhere from 3 to 6, depending on where you're buying it. But usually about $3 a stick is pretty good. So they do last a really long time. I have one here, I have an extra one there, I have one up there in a little holder that I like. It stands up in a little holder. Let's see if I can grab it. Of course, I fell down. This is a little holder, and it just sits in there. And then you can light it and let it burn. Palo Santos does not stay lit. It puts itself out. But it smells amazing, and like I said, it is antibacterial. And so I will carefully put that back up there so it doesn't fall down. All right, so we've got our smudging done. I've pretty much told you guys why I'm home, why I changed the time. Talked about having all kinds of new members, so that's really great. I don't think there's anything else I really needed to cover before we get started. Today we are making some candles for our altar. So whether it's just a Samhain altar, whether it's an ancestral altar, whether you just want to make some neat looking candles for Halloween, whatever your intention is perfectly fine. This camera is really making me angry that it's not focusing. Whatever your intention is really fine. Hot flash done, so now I'm cold. So yeah, whatever your intention is perfectly fine. Or if you just want to make a cool looking candle and that's your only intention, that's perfectly fine as well. What I did was I brought a couple of other candles that I've made just to kind of show you some examples of how you can do different things. So one is if you ever want to work with a goddess, a deity, an archetype, anything like that, and I'm really pissed off at my camera right now. My husband gets me this double-sided like sticky paper. It's really, really, really thin, and I print out the picture. So like we talked about when we talked about all the chakras, you can go back and watch all those videos. But when we talked about the chakras and working with deities and goddesses and archetypes and all that, I said if you don't go out and buy a bunch of statues, they cost money, whatever. I said just print off a picture. And so these are candles. I have a whole series of them that I made. And I just printed off the goddess or the deity that I was working with. My husband did the double-sided sticky tape thing for me. These are just the dollar candles. And then some of them I put little, like that's got a little charm on it. Some of them I put ribbons. Some of them I just tied string. And I kind of tried to do them a little different. This one, the paper went all the way up, and then I just tied a raggedy old yellow looking string on it, but that's kind of what I felt called to for that day. So you can do that, and what I usually do with these, and we're gonna do it with ours today, is when I am all done decorating, I usually will drop some oils or some herbs on the top of these. I don't usually drop crystals in them. You could drop a couple of quartz or something in them if you wanted to amplify that. But so these are a series that I made of the new moon and full moon, goddesses, deities, And like I said, I have a whole set of them. This one you can see is almost gone. This one you can't see, but it's to right about here. This finger right here, the silver one. It's about right here. So I do burn them. You can, if you want to go an extra step, this one I this one was one I did for Beltane a couple of years ago. And I just got this little candle pedestal thing at Ocean State Job Lots. I don't know if you guys have Job Lots where you are, but it's kind of like a Dollar Tree, step up from it. And then I glued the candle down because the candle holder was made for like a tea light. So I glued the candle down, which it's now starting to come off. But and then I just started gluing flowers, dried flowers to it. I added the butterfly, and then I added the little rhinestones at the top. I don't typically work with rhinestones, but every now and then. And then you can't really see it, but underneath there are 4 quartz points pointing out. So there's one back here. You guys can't really see it very well because my camera's being an ass. So you could, pick something black, or orange would work fine because, orange is a color for Samhain. Typically, Samhain is red, yellows, oranges, and black. Some people incorporate red. I did a Samhain candle 2 years ago that I had some red on it. So I see somebody's popping on. If you could please type in your name and where you're from, so I can say hi to you. I always like it when people actually pop on live, because like I said, normally my videos are really early and I don't usually get a whole lot of live interaction. So it always makes me happy when I see some little numbers up there on the top. But so morning, Anna. How are you? So we're going to be going over Samhain candles today, or ancestral candles, or Halloween candles, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just showing some of the other candles that I've made, just so you can kind of get an example of different things you could do. So you could leave this orange, and then you could have used the black roses that are out right now at the dollar store. Instead of a butterfly, you could have put a bat or a spider, anything like that to make it more Samhain-like. The one I made last year, the one I made 2 years ago for Samhain, I don't have anymore because I burnt the whole thing. But I painted it black, which is what I've done with today's candles. So I've painted them black. And then I really just tied some red shiny ribbon on it and a couple of keys. I hung old skeleton keys, which I'm going to do today. So I'm going to kind of make this one almost like the one I did a couple years ago, but not quite. But the one I did last year was a little bit more. So what I did was I bought a candlestick holder from the dollar store and a vase from the dollar store. And I'm going to try to hold this so you can see it. What I did with the base is, you can't really tell in the camera, but I took glue and then I took purple paint and mixed it in the glue, and that's what gave the candle holder and the glass vase kind of that smoky look. So I just took Elmer's glue and put it in a cup, and then I put in purple paint and mixed it into the glue, and then brushed it on and let it dry. And that kind of, like I said, gives it that kind of that smoky look, almost like it's dusty, but it's not dusty. And then I glued them together, and then I took the black roses and some purple roses and some of the little sprig things here from the bundle that I got at the dollar store. Then I filled the bottom with rocks. And as you can see, this candle melted all over the place, which is fine. Kind of gives it that extra creepy look. So I put black rocks in the bottom and with a green candle, but on the top I took a purple candle and dripped the candle all over the top of it to give it that kind of that like it's old look, even though it's not. So you could do something like that. So really you can be, you know, the possibilities are endless of what you can do. So I've got 2 candles for today. So which one do we want to start with? Let's start with this one. So what I've done is, it's still kind of tacky, is these are, again, candles from the dollar store. The candles are black, but I still went ahead and painted the outside black. I did that beforehand so they would be dry, but they're still a little tacky. I just used, again, dollar store paint and a dollar store brush. This brush has actually worked really well for me. I've used it quite a few times and have washed it, and for $1 it has painted many things. And this little thing of paint has painted many things, and it's still about half full. So yeah, I just painted the candles black just to give it a little extra, because the black candle wasn't a real dark, super dark black, and I wanted it to be really black. So the first thing I'm going to do with this candle, and let me put the camera down here so you can see. Try to get it so you can see everything here. So there's my candle. I have my paper down so I don't make a mess. This is just another item from the dollar store. I've actually had this one for a while. I had a purple candle burning on it, and the candle is pretty much all burned up. So what I'm going to do is take this candle. Got my glue gun here. I know, if you guys watch my videos, you know I hate glue guns. I hate glue. Actually, I don't hate glue. Glue hates me. So don't like to use it too much, but you know, some things you just have to. So I'm just going to put a circle of glue down here. On there. And I'm going to stick that right on there. And so this gives you a base to build off. So if you wanted to add flowers around the bottom, you could do that. I could have also painted this black before I glued it on, but what I'm going to actually do instead is I'm going to paint it on there, because I'll show you why. We're going to add to it a little bit. We're going to add to the paint a little bit. So I'm just pouring a little bit in the cap. That's all I usually do, is just pour a little bit in the cap, and then if I don't need it, I can just pour it back. But just going to quickly paint this. Like, it doesn't take much. This paint goes on pretty well, and this paintbrush is pretty big, so you don't really have to worry about that. And I've got my paper down, so I don't really have to worry about making a mess, because when I'm all done, I'll just throw the paper in the trash and not worry about getting my table dirty. All right. So see, that was super easy. And I'll just put that there for now. And so what I'm actually going to do with this one is, this is not typically one, okay, having a hot flash again. This is not typically one that I would make, but I just wanted to go over and show you guys some of the different things that you could do. Um, so I have glitter. I'm not a glitter person. I really don't like glitter, but sometimes it does make a really nice, pretty effect. So while the paint is wet, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle the glitter all on that. You could have done the same thing with the candle, but I didn't really want. You want yellow? Yellow paint or yellow glitter? You could use a yellow candle. You could use yellow flowers. Um, like I said, Samhain, Halloween, the colors are usually yellow, orange, black. Some people use red. We've seen a lot of purple come in to Halloween now, but purple was typically not a color. You know, because if you think about it, the red, orange, and yellow are pretty much the color of our leaves right now. So that is a lot of where those colors come from. So I'm just sprinkling the glitter on, and it's just going to stick to the paint. And close this because I really hate glitter. Once you've opened glitter, it's everywhere. There's nothing you can do with it. It's just all over everything. Um, so that's going to dry, and you know, when this is lit, it's not going to show through too much, but that glitter, you know, might catch any kind of other light that's in the room and kind of give it a sparkly effect. Like I said, this candle is not a candle that I would typically make, but I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, you can do other things than what mine typically look like. So I have these little strings of, and again, you can't really see it because my camera is being an ass. They're little rhinestone ribbon things. And so I am going to try to not knock those over. And see what I can do with this. It's curling on me. It won't stay flat. So I'm going to take the glue gun and just put a really thin, quick layer of glue on there, hopefully. It is coming out. And I am going to just wrap it around. I actually can use the camera as all right, I can't see. Ah, no, you guys are going to be seeing the back of it, so that might not be quite right, but that's okay because, like I said, it's going to be the back. So I got 3 of them, and so if you guys know me, watch my videos, you know I like 3s. So it just kind of worked out that I had 3, not on purpose. I bought a kit for something else, and these were in there, and these were what was left. So I'm going to go down a little bit. See if I can get this one a little closer to being where it's supposed to. Once it's dry a little bit better, I will go back and touch up those ends, but the candle piece is still wet, and now I have glitter on me. Oh, gotta love glitter. Ooh. Trying not to get the glue too thick because I don't want it to be bubbly. Ah! And now I've got the glue strings This is, like I told you, glue and glitter are not my friends, um, which is not why I don't work with them. I usually just tend to like more of the earthy kind of a look in my tools and my crafts. Everything is usually, a little bit more rustic kind of looking, I guess, maybe. I don't know. That's what you call it. But get a little bit more here on the end. And this one again, I'm just going to go a little bit farther down. Oh, I got glue string everywhere. I hate glue string. Right. Again, you guys are seeing the back, so you're not getting the best view of it. um, and really for this one, I'm going to have to touch it up some. But this is about all I would, yeah, that didn't stick. I didn't think so. Well, I'm just going to turn it this way so you guys can see the front. Now we'll fix it back here a little. Put a dab of glue on there. Put that up there. So really for this one, and I wish my camera was really focusing better, I think it's going to be time for an upgrade for cameras because this thing does not ever want to focus. There's probably some stupid setting in there that I don't know about, but I am not a tech person, so yeah, so that's not on there. There we go. For some reason it's not very level, but I will go back and glue that on after. Make sure it's secure. But really for this candle, this is all I would do. I would just leave it like this. And then what I would actually do, I have a couple here, is I would just, these are ones I actually, I burnt down a bunch of candles. And a lot of the candles that I buy usually have stones in them. And so I dug them out. And what you can do is just place some different stones around it, or like I said, you could add candles to it. You could candles, flowers to it. Really anything you want. You could add candy to it. You could, put some of those little candy corns or something like that to make it Halloweeny. Like you could really do all kinds of stuff. You could use, like I said, the black roses around it with the base there. You don't even need to glue the flowers down. You could just kind of place the flowers around, and then you could change it out and put something else there later if you wanted. So, yeah, you can pretty much do anything. It's really amazing what some of the things you can, come up with just from the dollar store. But so we're going to move this guy out of the way if we can here. I'm going to close up the paint. So closed up the paint, closed up the glitter. I will wash my brush after. Let me see if I can slide this out of the way here. So you're still going to see it a little bit. Look at that glitter. It's everywhere. One of the other things I was going to show you is you can buy this too at the dollar store. I put it in a jar just because I opened the bag. But it's black sand. I buy the black sand because sometimes I will burn a charcoal disc in a bowl and I put black sand in the bottom of the bowl because the charcoal discs get really, really super hot if you don't have a dish that was made for that. But you could have sprinkled some black sand around the base of that as well. I went with the glitter just to kind of match the sparkly rhinestone ribbon there that I have. And honestly, if I was not doing this on camera, I would have been a little bit pickier about getting the ribbons on there a little straighter and spaced out a little bit better, but I would have taken a little bit more time and done that, but it's still ticky. It's still sticky. And again, if I wasn't on camera, I would have waited. I would have waited until it was completely dry before I put the ribbons on. So part of doing things live is sometimes it's not always perfect conditions. So I will have to go back and glue that down, but I'm going to let everything dry. I'm going to let it get really dry, the base get dry, and the candle finish drying, and then I will go back and glue that down to the plate because it didn't stick. And you know, I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it, but you never know. You could add I can't see it now, I've moved it. Move it back again. You could put rhinestones down the face, like in between the ribbons. You could put some rhinestones. I do have some, so maybe I will dig them out and do that. I'm not quite sure where they are though. Typically, like I said, I don't work with rhinestones and stuff like that. I don't tend to work with you know, glittery things, and I don't tend to work with ribbons and stuff. But I wanted to show you guys that, you know, just because I don't do all that stuff, there isn't a ton of great ideas out there that you can do to make these your own. So I think I will find my rhinestones, and I will put maybe 3 in there, 1 on top of each one. And like I said, I will fix that all, but I will wait until that is going to finish drying. So yeah, you could have also, like I said, put the black sand on the bottom, but I went with the glitter just to kind of stay in that whole theme of the rhinestone kind of glittery, shiny effect, and not the sand. But I did one last year for Beltane, because the one I showed you for Beltane was actually from 2 years ago. I never burned it. But I did one with the base on it, like this one. I did it a little bit bigger, and I put white sand on it, and then I put some flowers around it, and took the ribbon and decorated it to kind of look like a maypole. We did that one together live this last May. So you could go back and see that one about making a Beltane candle, and what we did with that. I'm just going to move that over there for now. Just trying to get my area cleaned up here a little bit. There's glitter on everything now. You can't see it, but it's there, and it's going to be on everything. I'll be finding glitter in 5 years still. All right, so this one, hopefully it's drier. It's going to go in the glitter. It's still a little tacky, but not too bad. But so this one I'm going to do, this one would be more like what I would do for myself. So I have a piece of very thick ribbon, again from the dollar store. I have a piece of twine. Also, you can get, I'm always buying twine at the dollar store because I use it on everything. I use it in almost every craft. I use it in on honey jars. I use it on medicine bags. I use it on protection bundles. I use it on despachos. Yeah, pretty much anything I make has some sort of twine in it. Even wands. My wands have some twine on them. So, and even like my mats here that because I have a mat underneath here that I keep on my desk. I have extra ones that I change out for different times of the year, and I've tied them with twine. I don't know, for whatever reason, I love it. It's everywhere. I have a piece of sari ribbon. It is SARI. It is made out of silk. It comes from India. and I bought this on Etsy. I bought a big bag that came with 3 different colors in it, and it wasn't much. It was like, I don't know, $10, maybe not even $10, but maybe 10 with shipping. I don't remember. It wasn't real expensive. Um, but it did take a while to come because it does come from India. So I have a piece of sari ribbon here. It's SARI, sorry. It's not SORRY. I have a piece of electral quartz here, or not electral quartz, sorry, smoky quartz. I have glue on me, drives me nuts. Smoky quartz. This is a piece that I actually, my husband and I go hiking and we dig for rocks. And this is a piece that I dug up. It has kind of a nice flat back, so I'm going to glue that on. I have 4 little quartz points here that I'm going to kind of put around it. And I have an old looking key. I love to decorate things with old keys. Don't mind the dog, she's dreaming. And I only have 2 or 3 of them because when I'm done with the candle, I will, take off anything that I can and reuse it if it's, still in good shape. So probably not the twine, but this, when the candle's gone, I will probably take the sari ribbon off and reuse it. If it's, not too hard, I will pull off my stones and things like that and reuse them. So, trying to just figure out how to do this here because the candle is actually where I would normally work. But so what I'm doing here, maybe come over here. There we go. I'm going to go down the side with a layer of glue. And glue guns are great because they dry fast, but they're not great because they dry fast. So I'm just going to stick that on there. And then what I'm going to do is do the other side. Glue strings. This is why I typically don't work with a hot glue gun, but for crafting live, normally I use the E6000, but for crafting live, that takes a really long time to dry, and so it's not always the greatest to use when you're trying to move along to the next step in a hurry. But if you're doing this on your own and you don't prefer a glue gun like I do, you can use E6000 or super glue, but it will take a lot longer in between steps to dry. So just glue that onto the back. Back doesn't look great, but I really don't care too much. It's the truth. All right, so trying not to touch the candle because unfortunately it still is sticky. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my piece of quartz. Maybe I can do it at an angle here so you guys can kind of see. I'm going to take my piece of quartz and I'm going to glue up the back pretty good here. And just place that on there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the 4 quartz points. glue, I have stickiness, I have strings. The E6000 doesn't make like the glue strings like that. But yeah, like I said, for real time, doing them live, it doesn't dry fast enough. Like there's no way if I had put the E6000 on that stone that it would still be stuck there right now. It would have fallen right off. I would have had to lay the candle down and glued it on there and let it set for like a good 10-12 hours before it was really fixed. E6000 they say actually should take about 24 hours to set. So if you're using it, it does take a long time. Sorry, phone was not on silent. So next I'm going to take these little 4 quartz points and just put a little glue on them. And I'm going to, this is for me the representation of the 4 directions. They're not going to be exact, but that's okay. I'll spin it around and show you guys after. Just make sure if you are using quartz points that the points go out. And hot glue is hot. I know, I keep telling myself, just leave the glue alone. You'll get it all after, but it really does drive me bonkers. There's glue strings everywhere. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're new, I would love to hear where you're from. Introduce yourself. Anna was watching. I don't know if she's on there anymore. I've known Anna for a couple years. She lives local here, so. So, again, not perfect, not like, not being super like, oh, this is exactly where they go, kind of. Oop, that one's not staying. All right. The other thing that I do like about hot glue is if it doesn't work on a crystal, you can literally just peel it off. Like I said, I will, when this candle's burned up, I will take my stuff off and reuse it. Alright, so again, my camera is being a jerk, but you can basically see that the smoky quartz is in the middle, and the 4 little points are pointing out kind of like an X. I could have done a cross look for the 4 directions, but I don't know. I kind of prefer the X look. For where I'm sitting right now, east is this way. So my directions are from where I'm sitting at a diagonal. East is this way. So when I'm putting them on and I put the quartz point facing this way, it actually is pointing east. But if you're somebody who just likes to have more of the the cross points for the 4 directions, that's fine. Because, it depends on where I'm going to actually go place this candle now. It won't be the same if I, place it in certain parts of the house or rooms or which way I'm facing it. But right now, this one here is actually facing east for me. But anywho, so then I am going to take my string here, just turn it around so I can see a little bit better. I'm actually going to go right above the ribbon, but I'm going to kind of tie it off to the side a little bit because I'm going to put my key in there. Maybe. And then I'm just going to double knot that so the key will be tight. It's kind of off to the side because I don't want it blocking the crystals. And I'm going to just leave the string there just like it is. And then I'm just going to go over the top with the sari ribbon. Just to kind of give it that extra little earthy look to it. And again, nothing super fancy. I like my stuff very earthy looking, very natural looking. Not super fancy. But if you're somebody who does like the glitter and all that stuff, that's perfectly fine. That's why I made the other candle, was to show you that, you know, you don't always have to do them like I do them. So this one doesn't have a base, and I don't think I'm going to add a base to it. I have put my 4 quartz points on there. Now you could, you know, if you wanted and you had them available, you could have used, you know, a piece of black kyanite on there instead. Or you could have put 4 pieces of kyanite and made the directions with the 4 pieces of kyanite. You could have done that. You know, you could really use any kind of stone that you want. But then you take the candle, and depending on where you're setting it on your altar, you know, you add, obviously it looks like crap on my little dirty paper here, but you know, you could add the black little knife with it. We could put it next to our ancestral box that we made last week. You could add in your smudge, a shell with a little feather fan, and you know, all the other things that are on your altar are going to tie in. And so for me, I don't need a lot of different things on it. Like this shell, this is one I made, and it was out of, this is the ribbon that's on the candle. And then this is an old brooch. And so I made a little smudge dish. So this candle would go perfect. This shell would go perfect with this candle because it has the same kind of rhinestone ribbon in it. So putting them together would really make the altar kind of all cohesive and go together. But really, this piece doesn't fit on my altar. It doesn't really go with the other pieces that are on there. That's why it's still sitting here, because I haven't done anything with it yet. This is a little smudge feather that I made. Just, again, there's your twine. These are feathers that we got out of our backyard. And there's a little rock that was in my tumbler that was kind of small, and I didn't put it back. So I just glued it on there. I try to use as much of everything that I have as I can, and reuse things if I can. But yeah, so this one is more me, you know, just the very rusticy looking. And this one, I'm going to get glitter on everything again. This one, you know, where it's kind of glitzy and whatnot. Like I said, putting this shell with it, you know, really kind of makes it all nice and cohesive and go together. So if that's your style, then, you know, your altar is going to reflect that, and your pieces are going to go together, because that's how you're going to decorate things and make things. So I'm just going to push that over here so it can dry, and move this over here a little bit. I'm going to move you guys back up so you can see me. I have to make sure my hair does not get in my crafts, because it does tend to. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you can certainly put them below in the comment section, or this camera's making me so mad. Or you can private message me. I'm perfectly fine with that. On the page, I believe there's a button that says message me. I don't know. Facebook only allows you so many buttons. And so, yeah, Facebook is challenging right now. They keep making all these changes. But anywho, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. And I would love to see any of the candles that you guys make, your ideas, your creativity. And really, you know, it's not just me. You know, I'm in a group where we do share a lot of the different crafts we make. And I've been inspired by a lot of different things that other people have made. And other people have, you know, said, oh, I really love that. And I'm going to, you know, go make one. I just posted a picture of the ancestral box we made last Thursday on my group that I'm in. It's from the classes that I take. And a lot of people were like really excited about it and said, oh, I'm going to go make one. So, you know, it's not just for me to see that you've watched my video and made the candle. It's really nice to see other people's ideas and creativity, and think of something I haven't thought of. Something, you know, creative and new. See the different styles of how people like to do things. You know, I didn't talk about it, but like this candle, if you were wanting it to do an ancestral altar, and you didn't maybe make the ancestral box, or your box is different, doesn't have a picture in it. Mine, I had a spot where I had two little wooden clothespins in there that I could clip the picture in. If you didn't do that, because your box maybe was a different style box or whatever, and you didn't have a picture, you could put the, you could print out on paper a picture of your ancestors and do this. And just, and maybe that's just enough. You just did that and maybe tied a little, you know, like I did, just a little teeny charm on top, and used that. So you could have a picture of, you know, one of your relatives on the candle that way. So there's, you know, really the endless possibilities. You could paint the candles different colors. You don't have to paint them black like I did. I bought black candles. You could use a white candle. These ones are typically white that I buy. I just happened to find some black ones, so I grabbed them. They'll be coming out with the red and green ones soon, I'm sure, for Christmas Yule time. But you could, you know, paint the glass any color you wanted. You could, like Anna said, yellow. You could paint the glass yellow, and then use more black ribbons if you wanted. If you wanted to, you know, do it that way. You could paint it orange and put a yellow ribbon on it, make it look more like a candy corn. You know, so really the possibilities are endless. I'm here just to kind of give you the like, oh, maybe I'll go do that, and get your creative juices kind of flowing. Um, and then from there, you should take it and make it your own. You don't have to make everything like mine because your taste is going to be different than my taste. And that's why, even like I said, that the rhinestone and the glitter is not my thing. Um, but I wanted to show you that you could certainly do other things than just the ones that I would make. So, all right. So I will see you guys all Monday morning um, for our weekly forecast. Um, I do have some posts coming up for the rest of the week for some information as usual. If you have anything you want to share, I am trying to get the group to be a little bit more interactive, a little bit more communicative in the group. I get lots of likes and it shows that people saw my posts and stuff, but people aren't really, you know, um, commenting and things on it. So trying to work on that. Maybe my posts are just not getting people interested. Comments and feedback is always great. Um, I don't want to go over too much because I usually try to stick to about an hour for my videos, and we just passed the hour mark. But did want to let you guys know that the Facebook page is going to be taking a little bit of a different approach coming in January. I had told you guys back in August or September, I don't remember now, that next year we were going to talk about the different clairs. And so because I had told you that, I want to stick with that, and I want to do that. My original plan was we were going to do one a month, and like we did the chakras, just like we did the astrological signs last year. Um, but I'm really feeling called to take the page in a different direction. And so some of you may not like that change come January. Some of you may be more excited about it than others. And I expect there'll be some people that'll probably drop off the page, um, and that's fine. I am trying to learn that it is quality, not quantity. I don't need 1,000 people to like the page. If I have the people that are really meant to be there, um, that's the big part, the big the big picture part of it. Not to have more and more and more likes and shares, but to have the people that are really want to be there be there. So that is going to happen. But we are going to do the clairs. I told you guys we were going to do them. But what we're going to do is we're just going to go right through them. So every week in January, every week in February, we're going to do a clair. We're going to talk about one of them and get them done January and February. So they'll be all close together, which I'm actually thinking is actually might be nicer to just do it all and have it all together and not a whole month apart where you're kind of forgetting about maybe what the last one was or things like that. So we're going to do them all January and February and get them done. And I'm thinking the direction that we're going to go after that is we're going to have our Monday morning weekly forecasts. That's not going to change. That part will stay the same. But what I'm going to do, I think, and I haven't decided 100% yet, but I don't think we're going to have a regular Thursday video. I think what's going to happen is it won't be every Thursday. It might be more like every other Thursday. It might not even be on a Thursday. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try, and again, your feedback is really important in this, but I'm feeling called to I've said to you guys a million times, I don't do new moon or full moon because there's so many other people out there that are doing it. And so I don't necessarily think I'll do ritual for you, but what I think I'm going to do is there will be some sort of craft for um, each one. So I think I'm going to follow the pagan wheel. There's 8 holidays, festivals, harvests, whatever you guys want to call them. I'm going to do something for each of those, and then we will be doing something for new moon and full moon. Now, whatever that's going to look like, I'm not really sure yet, but I'm still working on it. But that's where my thought keeps going to. So again, I want to follow that intuition that I have that's telling me that's where this should go. And it's going to go very much with the Celtic pagan traditions. And so the crafts will kind of be a little bit more like that. We've kind of done that anyway in some of the other things we've done. But anyhow, I haven't worked out all the details, but that's where, if you want to say my spirit guides, my ancestors, my higher self, some people say angels, whatever it is, my intuition is leading me that way. So, all right, I've rambled enough. That's what happens when I don't have to go to work. I don't have to hurry up and get log off and go to work. So I will see you guys all Monday morning, and I will see what I can do about getting this camera a little bit better focused. I don't know. It's supposed to be a high def camera. That's supposed to be better than the one on the computer, but I don't know if it is. But one of the reasons I got it was because I could move it, and I could move it down to show you guys when we're crafting. So I don't know. All right, I'll see you guys all Monday morning. I hope you have a really great weekend. It's supposed to be really nice out where I am. It's supposed to be in the 70s today. So yesterday I got out and walked around barefoot a little bit out on my own property. I didn't go anywhere. So try to get a little grounding done, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere, in the northern hemisphere like I am in northern New Hampshire, and it's going to soon be cold and snowy, and it will be a long time between when I can ground. So usually I can usually get a couple groundings in November, and then it's usually like April, sometimes May before I can really do another grounding. So it's a long stretch in there. So, all right, I will see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend. And always remember, be kind. Your kindness is not only going to improve your day, it's going to improve somebody else's day. And it potentially could change someone else's life. And it doesn't cost anything to be kind. So spread it. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.